Hey, what's up, gaming family? Sega Man back here with another Sega Man reviews on games that I have played in the past and still sometimes play today. This is going to be some games I picked up, a long time ago that I still enjoy today. Some you might have heard of and some you might not have heard of. They're from different systems of the systems that I own. And we're going to talk a little bit about them, and I'm going to give you a short review on some of them and what I thought about these games and the experience I had playing these games. So, let's get right into it, guys. Now, the first one here, which is a great game for your TurboGrafx 16. For you guys that don't know, it was an older system that came out, I'd say around the early 90s. Yeah, in the early 90s, like 90, I'd say like 91, 92, it was pretty good back then. This was a really good side-scrolling beat-em-up that came out for the TurboGrafx 16. A lot of their games these days, guys, have went up in price because a lot of people are collecting, for these systems, and they're starting to make minis of all these old-school systems, to make a cash grab out of them, and so you guys can enjoy them. You know what I mean? A lot of the minis, that's cool what they're doing. Like I said before, I might pick up a Sega Genesis mini, but I kind of don't want to pick them all up because I have the original systems and the original games that go with it. You know what I mean? Not knocking them. You know what I mean? Not knocking the retro genre. You know what I mean? But this game was really good. It's called Vigilante. It's for the TurboGrafx 16. It's another one of those card games that you slide in, these were really unique games, what's really cool about the TurboGrafx 16 games is they weren't big and thick with, tapes. Tapes are cool, and I still dig tapes, like the Genesis tapes and everything. But it was cool that the Sega Master System did this, and, the TurboGrafx 16 followed suit with making their games on them. But Vigilante is a side-scrolling beat-em-up with good graphics at the time and great sound effects. And it was really, really cool game. It kind of reminds you of Bruce Lee going through the boards with nunchucks, and you're hitting the bad guys down and the bosses. You mainly use nunchucks, and you can pick up knives and different things and kick and punch. So it's a good, very good martial arts side-scrolling, old-school beat-em-up. Really cool. If you ever get a TurboGrafx 16, you can find it in a cheap price. Pick it up. If you like beat-em-ups that look like the 8-bit era, 16-bit era, you can't go wrong with Vigilante. Now, the next one we got here is for the Sega Dreamcast. Great game still today. By Capcom. Very expensive game right now. I've seen this game for over $200 on some sites. You know what I mean? And I got this a long time ago, this gem, for way cheaper. I think it was $20 back then. Long time ago. When the Dreamcast was actually going out and Xbox was coming in. You know what I mean? Systems like that, the newer systems, at the time. And it is Project Justice, another great beat 'em up to add to your Sega Dreamcast collection. This game is very expensive, but every martial artist in this have different power moves, and they have a special power move. Really great graphics for the time. You know what I mean? It's just a great game. You know what I mean? Capcom, they just really were very creative. Very, very creative back in the Dreamcast days. And they brought out some great games, like I showed you before, Plasma Sword. But if you're really into beat-em-ups, this might be one you might want to check out if you can find it at a good price. You know what I mean? You could probably shop around, maybe find it cheaper. And I'm pretty sure you can get it a little cheaper. But this game is, some people give astronomical prices for these games. But it's very well worth, I would say, if you can find it for maybe $50. You know what I mean? But I've seen them for over $100. But it is a great game to add to your Dreamcast collection. Very great. Beat 'em up, actually, to play with somebody also. Very cool graphics, like I told you before. Different kind of characters that might remind you of some kind of Street Fighter characters, and stuff like that. But it's a great game to add to your Dreamcast collection. It's hours and hours of beat 'em up fun. Now the next game we got here is by Data East. This game is for the Sega Genesis. Data East made some pretty decent games back in my day, like Two Crude Dudes, which was an awesome game. This game was really, really good graphically. It was very good graphically. You know what I mean? It is a great game to add to your Genesis collection. I'm pretty sure if you can find it on the cheap. This has went up in price also. Graphics are awesome. It is called Mega Turrican. This is another great game for the Sega Genesis. Yes, this is up in price. I seen it for $80, and that was just a tape. I don't know what some of these games go for way more when you want the book and the original artwork and cover. But Mega Turrican was a great game on the Sega Genesis. I can show you a little bit of the graphics back here in my camera if I can angle it right. You know what I mean? It's a side-scrolling adventure, sci-fi adventure, shoot 'em up game. You shoot mechs, creatures. The graphics in this for a 16-bit system were phenomenal. They did a really great job on here. All kind of vibrant colors. The artwork is very awesome on the front of this game. You know what I mean? And this one is complete. Now I always keep my games in very good condition. I picked this up a long time ago for around $10. I mean a long time ago, guys, before YouTube. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is a great game. If you like side-scrolling shoot 'em ups like, let's say, Contra, games like that. This is more sci-fi-ish, just like Contra almost. But it is a great game to check out. I have one too, but it's just a tape. But this is a great game, guys. It's really enjoyable. You'll love the graphics in it for the 16-bit era. It's an awesome game. Check it out if you own a Sega Genesis. Now everybody's talking about and celebrating the Ghostbusters game that came out for the Xbox One, and I think the PlayStation and the Switch. And I want to show you a Ghostbusters game that I have, and this is for the Sega Master System. This Ghostbusters game. This game is pretty cool. You do driving in this. You drive around in this. You do different types of things in this game. For an 8-bit graphically, it was pretty decent. You know what I mean? For 8-bit graphics. You can see on the back there, there's one of the bosses there. I can't remember the guy's name. The boss guy name. I can't remember his name, but I remember him in the movie. You know what I mean? But you could see him right there. You know what I mean? But it's a really cool game for the Sega Master System. The artwork back then was kind of plain on there, but everybody's celebrating the Ghostbusters, and I might pick up the Ghostbusters game later on for the Xbox One X. You know what I mean? Because I'm hearing really good things about it, so I might pick them up. And I also have a Ghostbusters game on my 360. So, but this is the one for the Master System. So if you're like a big fan of Ghostbusters, and if you're into gaming, if you find a Sega Master System, check it out. Look it up on YouTube and see people, reviewing the game. But it's not a bad game for the 8-bit system. It's fun too, with the driving concept mechanics in it and the different things that you have to do in this game. It was pretty awesome. You know what I mean? I thought it was pretty awesome. So it's lots of hard work to do in it. Different challenging things, but it's a cool game to add to your Master System collection. Now the next game we got here is an awesome game that was only on the 360. I wish they would have made this game back compat. I really wish they could have made this back compat. It's from Software, and it is called Ninja Blade. A very, very awesome game on the 360. I never beat it. I'm at one of the bosses now. I can't remember if it's like a big giant spider looking thing. You have to cut their limbs and stuff like that. It kind of reminds you of like a Shinobi type game, little Ninja Gaiden in there. But it uses the Havoc engine. I mean, it is a great game. Graphically, it is awesome. The combat is awesome in this game. This is one game they overlooked. I wish they didn't. Maybe we'll become back and pat again when the Xbox Scarlet comes out. You know what I mean? But this is a great game, guys, for your 360. If you own a 360, guys, and you like games like Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi and stuff like that, and you never heard of this, pick it up. It is a great game. Ninja Blade is an awesome game to add to your 360 collection. I'm telling you, you will love it. You won't go wrong with this game. It is an awesome game to add to your 360 collection, man. I really enjoyed what I've played of it. I'm going to get back into it soon. I have so many games that I'm playing right now, but they just did a great job on this game. So if you get a chance, pick it up. You probably can find it on the cheap. I'm not sure how much Ninja Blade goes for right now, but it's a great game. Now, another game that I used to play a whole lot on the OG Xbox. I've had loads and loads of fun with this game, this original title. And I just wish they would have brought it back and pat. I really love this game. Sometimes I'll put it in and play it again. Actually, this game was fun to play with people. You know what I mean? But it was my favorite, one of my favorite all-time games on the OG Xbox. I really love the series, and it is the original Mecha Saw for the OG Xbox. I remember playing one time from 6 in the evening until 2 or 3 in the morning. I loved this game. The people you play with were awesome. There was no fighting, no calling racial names, or just a lot of fun. There was a girl that was on her that was kicking our ass. She was awesome. I can't remember her gamer tag. But I mean, it's a great fun game to play. I love mech games. I like futuristic mech robot games. And Mecha Saw, in my opinion, is the best at that. And there's rumors that there might be some kind of Mecha Saw coming back to the Xbox family. I don't know how true that is. I heard people talking about it. I hope they bring this back and it comes out for the Xbox One X or the Scarlet, because I will buy it day one. Mecha Saw is a great game, guys. You can still play the single player game on here. It is fun. You're this little guy that gets into these big mechs. You destroy buildings. You destroy enemy mechs. It is an awesome game. It was a pretty decent looking game for back then. It was. Like I said, the shooting of the mechanics of the buildings falling and blowing up the mechs back at the time were breathtaking. So, if you get a chance, try Mecha Saw out. Pick it up. It's cheap. I've seen them for $5. Some places. But it is a great mech game if you want to try a mech, like a robot mech warrior game. It's an awesome game for the original OG Xbox. Now, the last game we got here is for the Sega Saturn. I had tons of fun with this game. I've played this game a lot. I've got all the characters in it. And, back at that time, Sega Saturn, with their games, they were just very, very creative. There were 10 hidden characters in this game. And it is really, really awesome because you could be different characters from different genres inside the Sega Saturn family. It is a great, great beat 'em up. Still great today. And it is called Fighters Megamix on the Sega Saturn. Awesome game. You could be people from Fighting Vipers. You can be characters from, I believe, I think it's the fighting game from the Sonic fighting game. I have it on my GameCube. You know what I mean? It has all the boards from Fighting Vipers, all the boards from Virtual Fighter. The effects in here were good. Like, you can bust them, kick them through glass, kick them off a skyscraper. I mean, it's just awesome. You can be every single character, even the bosses in this game. This is a game you can... I think you can find this at a good price. But if you get to own or get a Sega Saturn, try Fighters Megamix. It is a great game. You know what I mean? It is an awesome game to play. I used to play this all the time in my apartment. All the time. It is so fun. You can even be the car from the Daytona Daytona USA driving race game for the Sega Saturn. They were just being very creative. And that's what I liked about Sega back then. They were just so creative in anything they did when it came to fighting games and different things like that. Pulling characters from other games, they were one of the first to do it. And it's just an awesome game, guys. So if you get a Sega Saturn, you can find it at a good price. Try Fighters Megamix. You'll have loads of fun, especially if you have a friend come over and you guys play together. It's great. Great graphics for the time, for the 32-bit era. Fighters Megamix. But that's all I got today for Sega Man's review, guys. The weekend's coming up. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. Hope you enjoy your weekend and get into some great gaming. I've been playing Gears 5, you know what I mean? I downloaded, I got a couple new characters in there. They added some new characters too, which is awesome. I got them both, a DB and one of the COG guys. I got that. There's a new board to play in Escape. It's pretty awesome. You can either buy it or, you can grind and get those for free. I just chose to buy it. It wasn't bad. $10 for some iron. I didn't care. I love Gears, so I don't mind supporting a game that I really like. Even if I have to pay $10, $15, I'm supporting them to make more content, and that's what it's all about for one game that I truly love. My favorite shooter, in my opinion, of all time is Gears Sci-Fi. I love it. You know what I mean? And it looks good. They did a great job on that, man, and I'm just enjoying in Gears 5, man. It's just, I'm loving it. So, hope you guys are enjoying everything that you're playing. I will be back with another pickups video here soon. Need to go out and look around for some things. You know what I mean? Pick up some things, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff when I go out, I already have when I go in all these game stores. And I'm trying to find stuff that I don't have that I can bring home and play and share with you guys. So I want to just thank Hebot and 100, you know what I mean? Carly, you know what I mean? The Don King of Xbox, E-Rock, Micropox of X, another cool dude. Hope he brings his podcast back. Probably be doing an interview here soon with a great YouTuber. You know what I mean? So, thank Randy, another cool dude. Does all these guys do great content. And some people just like to do things for fun. It's not really their personality. You know what I mean? They do it for fun, for the love of gaming. So check all them guys out. You know what I mean? They're just awesome. You know what I mean? And it's always positive, with me, with gaming. Like I told you, sometimes I might come on here and tell you my opinion about something, how I feel about something, but that's it. But most of the time, it's about pickups, reviews, and different things like that. So enjoy your weekend, guys. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll be back with another video soon, alright? Xbox for life. Gaming family. Peace.